I could get the Chinaman to make it for half the price.
It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Yeah, it's unrelenting. Woo!
Hey, happy April.
Happy Easter. Happy April. Happy trip to Seattle, man. Are you? No, I don't want that. You must be feeling good.
What do you mean, being back?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle, what's it like? Is it boots on the ground?
Oh, man. Yeah. So it is pretty much communist China. There's no real difference between Seattle and China.
Worse weather.
It's amazing weather. It was 68 degrees when I was there, and it snowed yesterday.
Oh,
yeah,
that's weird.
So pretty interesting weather. Yeah, it's backwards. I think it's mostly because of the communism.
The commies. It's all the commies' fault.
Yeah, they're just destroying their weather.
A lot of drugs, a lot of coffee. Welcome to Seattle.
I don't know if people can afford drugs in Seattle at this point.
They're kind of like, no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's gas was like $7 a gallon.
Well, yeah, and people are like, it's Donald Trump's fault. It's like, no, it's not. It's your local politicians.
Raising taxes, yeah.
Taxes are up, and up.
They raised the I was going to say the home income tax. They raised the property tax on your home by 40%.
Like it is in Crook County here, they keep making them go higher and higher because they're like, hey, wait, we don't have enough money for all of our insanity, so we...
Yeah. They also raised the amount of tax on, well, I guess it's death tax, but what's the technical term for it? The estate tax. Yeah. So they raised that by like 50%.
Because how dare you leave any money to your children or loved ones?
No, children are for the state, not for you.
This is why the world's changing. You have to pretty much put your money into your kids' accounts. Hopefully your kids like you, because what you're going to need to do is...
what you need to do is just not bother.
Not bother having kids, or...
Let your kids figure it out on their own. Yeah, don't leave them anything.
The Strait of Hormuz is open today. Right now.
Yeah, what about the Gay of Hormuz?
I know the gays they've gotten rid of the gays of Hormuz.
Amazing.
The Dow is currently up about 1,000. The NASDAQ up about 400. People are like, woo, Donald Trump has saved us.
The Bitcoin's up.
Oh, it is going up a little bit. Yeah, the crypto.
$77. Yeah.
The crypto
this is what I'm telling
up.
you. This is the myth of Bitcoin, right?
Right.
People are like, oh, yeah, when the dollar crashes, you just wait. The Bitcoin's going to be... So here's the thing. When people think that the news is going to be bad, everybody dumps their Bitcoin.
Right. Which is really, it's antithetical to what we were told, which was, this is your backup. So when currencies like the US dollar fall, Bitcoin, when the stocks and bond market, everything falls, Bitcoin, no, they have been following each other.
Yep. Exactly.
In lockstep, where it makes no difference whether your money was in Bitcoin or stocks, because
it's like, war starting, dollar tanks, stocks tank, Bitcoin tanks.
Yeah, I don't get it, except for the fact that if electricity goes away, there is no such thing as Bitcoin anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Tesla's up. That's a good thing.
Everything seems to be. That's good.
Yeah, I think everything's up right now. Exactly.
And what are the lefties going to say if Donald Trump actually brings peace to the Middle East? It'll be bad for some reason. They're going to say
it was the Jews' fault.
Right. It always is. They forced them into it. They forced Donald Trump into making peace. We hate peace. You notice lefties that are backing the Pope now who don't understand what they're talking about either.
The Pope is great, and I can't believe Donald Trump is making the Pope feel bad.
It's like, I'm sorry, the Pope needs to wake up. I mean, again, I'm a good Irish Catholic boy. And it's interesting, even when you see people like Bill O'Reilly talk, well, the Pope is a pacifist. That's the job of
douchebag. Let's just face it. The Pope is a douchebag.
Well, it's saying that the job of the Pope is to be a pacifist. I want to know who changed the job description over the last few hundred years, because there were plenty of popes during the Crusades who said, hey, go out and kill Muslims.
As long as they didn't have to pay for it, but then somebody else footing the bill.
But that was the whole thing. They wanted the Crusades. They set people out. They wanted them to kill people in the name of religion. So this whole thing of the Catholic Church.
Okay. I'm going to correct you on this one. The popes had very little to do with the Crusades. The Crusades were mostly started by the King of France. And when he finagled other royalty in Europe to join him to protect the Holy Lands, it was a lot less about religion and a lot more about protecting the trade routes. So it had the rationale of, we're here to take the Holy Land back from the invading Muslim force, because the Muslim force was also abducting people, ransoming people, stealing lots and lots of cargo along the way. So you could use that as an excuse because they were of a different religion. But it's not like the Pope was there recruiting the knights to go from the European kings. No, it was the other way around. It was a very much crusade, king-driven crusade.
First crusade in, according to Wikipedia, March 1095. Pope Urban II received envoys from Emperor Alexios Komnenos, who requested military aid at the Council of Piacenza. I can't speak Italian. But that would be the guy that started at the first crusade was the Pope.
The Crusades were an official designation as the Crusades by the Pope. But I'm telling you, if you read the history of the Crusades, which I've done plenty of, not done the Crusades, I've read about the Crusades enough.
Geez, the guy was there. Let me
not that old, man. Not that old. But there was a growing problem with crime. And the crime was perpetrated by, the same people that are doing it in the Middle East right now, the Muslims. And so there was a movement to drive the Crusades. But again, as you saw, the Pope was petitioned for this. It's not like the Pope said, you know what, people, it's time we go and kick some Muslim butt. Now, another thing I'll comment on this as far as the pacifism, the Pope during World War II also did absolutely nothing to help the Jews either. So pacifism is kind of been the standard for the popes for the last, 700 years.
No, I don't think you're going back that long. I think it is a more current thing.
300 years?
Maybe two, maybe that.
And certainly longer than 20 years.
And let's see. And you're a little hot today as the mic. You're kind of even breaking up when you get right on into there. Is there
I'm drinking a Diet Mountain Dew. I will say that.
Whoa, that's some extra caffeine.
I know. Remember, I don't even drink coffee, so I'm probably more pepped up than normal.
Got some caffeine, got some sugar, man.
No, there's no sugar in here. It's diet.
That nobody says I think facts matter on this stream. Well, they do. Facts do matter. And this is C. Brooklyn says we're an anti-Christian podcast. Well, Gene's a Jew.
What the hell does Christianity have to do with the Pope?
Right. This is Catholicism, baby.
Yeah, Catholicism is not Christianity, people. It's a whole different thing.
Now, according to the AI, the crusading movement began directly through papal decree when Pope Urban II called for the first crusade at the Council of Clermont in 1095.
All AI is doing is reading the same Wikipedia article you just read.
Urban II promised forgiveness of past sins for those who fought to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control. Now there.
Oh, interesting. So there were people doing it before the Pope, apparently.
There is. Well, he wanted them to reclaim the land, but I'm just saying, as far as payment goes, you and I would have to pay somebody money or gold. The Pope's like, I can forgive your sins.
Well, and keep in mind that during that period of history, indulgences, which is the payment for forgiveness of sins, were the norm. Like people were used to going to church and paying to have their adultery forgiven.
This also came from Britannica is a source.
Mm-hmm.
It says that the papacy was at the head of a massive volunteer army motivated by religious zeal.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go.
Also, does not mean at all that the Pope started the Crusades. Just means
he was
that is the leader.
Well, he was right, the leader.
You can't call it the Crusades without the Pope. Okay, without the Pope, it's just a war in the Middle East by France.
Right, so that was the point. The popes were backing the
word
violence.
Crusade.
The concept that popes have never backed violence.
A holy war.
Yeah, well, the fact that it's people that are now like, well, the Pope's job is to turn the other cheek, to be the pacifist, to be peaceful. It's like, well, that hasn't always been the fucking job description. People want to forget that there is a history, and to be like, well, this is just the job of the Pope. What? How come it wasn't? A few hundred years ago.
But it wasn't for most of the history of the Roman, of the Catholicism, though. I mean, really, dude. Look, they inherited the Roman Empire,
which is a pretty cool thing to inherit. If you're gonna
big place.
Imagine the estate tax on that son of a bitch.
And they were the ones collecting the taxes.
Yes, true.
And then that through the papal administration shrank down to the size of the Vatican. The Vatican is the last remnant legally of the Roman Empire.
Those big walls.
The Western Roman Empire.
Yeah.
The Eastern Roman Empire, which was headquartered in Constantinople, that is completely gone.
It is just interesting to see the roles that have changed, and we now have popes that want to come out and say things like, well, no, you should let all migrants in. And then you have Tom Homan, who's like, hey, I'm a fucking Catholic. And you know what? I've had to talk to a lot of 5-year-old girls who were raped multiple times because of this system of bringing people over the border. Probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is what you can't separate the reality of what is going on. It's great to be pie in the sky and be like, it would be great if all migrants can go wherever they want and would be able to have money and homes and live good lives, but that is not the reality of the world. So when you come out and then only speak against, I love the brashness of Donald Trump, because there was a question as he was getting on the helicopter yesterday with the whatever M5M person, like, hey, I hear Iran is going to be executing 4 more people, the first woman protester. And Trump's like, well, tell that to the Pope. It's like, well, rightfully so, because you can't come out. If you're going to come out and be like, well, no, we need to have more talks before we start bombing. It's like, they're killing their own people. So when do you step in and say,
right?
If you're talking just good and evil, it's like, nobody seems to be arguing that Iran's killed 30, 40,000 protesters this go around recently.
Yeah, people just don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just like they don't fucking care about the Christians being killed in Africa.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, no, it doesn't. That's why, you need great minds like John Cleese and Bill Maher.
Any white people getting killed in South Africa.
Right. It's very weird. And this is how you know it is all paid for. This is how you know this is all a fucking ruse. This is how you know these are radical fucking leftists in the United States who are paying people, who are manipulating things. This is why. And I didn't get it for the longest time. Like, why do these motherfuckers keep going onto YouTube and other social media and spreading the same obvious lies over and over and over again? It's because they have a base of people who believes it. And
believes it because they don't question anything. I mean, honestly, most of the people that believe the insane, retarded propaganda from the left would be just as gullibly believing propaganda from the right if the fucking right did their job right.
I would agree.
This is my frustration, is that the propaganda from the right sucks.
You need better propaganda.
Yes.
Once it's working, you need to do something to beat their propaganda. And if only propaganda works against propaganda, then you have to do it.
Everything works against everything. Here's the thing. The right finally figured out how to this is a few years back, how to fight the woke companies by stopping to use their products. This is what the left has been doing for the decade previous to that.
Right.
They've been saying, oh, you don't want DEI? We're going to boycott your company. And it took the right 10 years to say, oh, well, maybe we should boycott Budweiser because they suck now.
Yeah. And don't forget Disney, who's the other.
It works.
For 4 years, Disney changed their fireworks voice, the little spiel that comes on before, to a very woke, non-gender specific thing. They're back to ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Can you believe that?
Yeah, because they're gonna go with wherever the wind blows.
Well, and again, the money started going. We don't like this new. Hey, dreamers of all ages. Like, no, stop with the fucking language insanity. Stop.
See, South Park was always ahead of the curve by having a main character be super gay.
Well, yeah. And nobody cares if you're gay. I mean, that, this concept.
They're starting to. The pendulum is definitely swinging back. I think we're going to have an end to gay marriage in the next decade.
Well, as the country becomes more and more Muslim, you certainly are.
Yes, absolutely. Islam. So here's the thing that I think you hit the nail on the head is that as the pendulum swings back, the sympathy for Western liberalism will disappear, allowing Islam to gain a bigger foothold.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because the antidote to communism was always Islam. The antidote to Islam is democracy. The problem with democracy is you can have communists take over democracies without any shots being fired.
True.
Simply by voting as a bloc. So it's a cyclical thing.
And it goes around and around too.
Well, that's why we're going to have another crusade.
Hey,
that ain't going to be the Pope that's going to be pushing it. It'll be somebody else.
No, because the Pope's like, no, we can't have any violence. Yeah. Unless somebody comes to the gates of the Vatican, then he's probably okay with somebody stopping people by force.
The Vatican has walls not to keep people out, though. It has walls to keep the boys in.
Could be. They're called wire boys.
They just raised the age of consent in the Vatican from 11 to 18, like 10 years ago.
Well, this is another
10 years ago. It was like 11 was the age of consent.
Well, this is also something that most people don't understand in the United States. The Epstein story has brought this to light that people have no idea that there's anything but an 18 age of consent anywhere in the world, but especially in the United States. And it's sad, really, that people don't know what the laws are. And again, it's because they're so spun up that they read or they hear things that and nobody knows what's true. We have all this information. Just as an aside, my high school mascot was a crusader. So, I mean, I thought he
must have been a Catholic high school.
Can you tell? Yes. The Brother Rice Crusaders.
Well, my elementary was a knight.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
We can take up arms legally, I think. But this is part of the issue is that people pay no attention at all. And they're like, hey, somebody that fucked a 16-year-old's a pedo. It's like, no.
Yeah, that whole definition really needs to have two, I think, different names for it. Because there are actual fucked in the head, deranged people that see children as sexual objects.
Yes, like 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds.
And then there are like 26-year-old, even 36-year-olds that get hit on and start sugar daddying somebody and then later find out that she's 16. That's two different categories, people. That's not the same category.
And what happened? I mean, we had the Lolita novel, which came out in the 50s or 60s?
Nabokov. That was, I think, 50s or maybe in the 40s.
This is not a new concept, and it was never seen then. It was creepy, sure, but it wasn't.
It was always
pedo.
Creepy. It was always a little creepy.
But nobody was yelling pedo. It was, a different. There was a line being drawn.
There was a thing called freedom of press back then, which
we don't have much
these days
anymore.
no.
But now we just have Megyn Kelly calling people small dick. micro penis.
Oh my God. Okay. So that's, God, has it been that long since we haven't talked about it?
Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah.
Let me just say something about Megyn Kelly. By using that comment, she has opened up the gates, as one could say, for that type of language. And so I've been replying to every post she has with a picture of her, the sign that says huge cunt, because it's factually true. She can't argue with it. She has or is, one or the other, a huge cunt. And I suspect both.
Yeah, she's lost the script somewhere. She was never this insane.
She's insane. And I again, sorry to interrupt you. Maybe I'm not sorry.
It's all that Mountain Dew, man.
It is Mountain Dew. I'm drinking half gone. The battle's half gone, man.
Gene's like, wait. You bottle? What is this, like a 2 liter? Gene's like, I don't do a can.
No. This is like an 18-ounce bottle, 17-ounce bottle, whatever they are.
Whatever's legal in your state. How many? Is
whatever is legal. 17? I don't know. It's about the size of my penis. What do I know?
Oh, so at least 4.
Yes, 4 ounces, at least half a 4-ounce bottle. Yes. So the thing about all these guys, Tucker, Megyn,
Candace,
is to a lesser degree, but to some degree, yes. The comment that I posted on X about this topic, which I think sums it up, is that these are all people that became famous by reading lines written for them on a teleprompter. That was their job. Megyn wasn't an in-the-field reporter.
No.
Tucker wasn't an in-the-field reporter. These were people that sat behind a desk with no pants on, or for the guys, and for the women with a short mini skirt so that her entire leg could be shown on the see-through desk on Fox.
Right. That's when desks stopped having fronts.
She was hired for her legs, not for what comes out of her mouth.
And they are nice legs.
Written by somebody else. Yes, she's always had nice legs. But that's the thing. It's like, dude, quit pretending you're some kind of intellectual. You're not fucking intellectual. I don't care that she has a law degree. There were plenty of dumb bimbos that went to law school when I was in college.
Okay, let's not forget we had a law degree from Sonny Hosteen. Let's not forget Kamala Harris. I mean, the law degree does not mean any intelligence exists.
The list of dumb people with law degrees is not limited to Megyn Kelly.
And there are plenty of men, to be fair, as well.
Absolutely. Tons of men as well. So my point simply is that what they got famous at doing is not what they're doing right now, and they're conflating the importance of what they're doing right now. They're podcasters.
Yeah, and
they're
problem
doing video,
is,
but they're basically podcasters, and it's becoming they're literally making podcaster a derogatory term, because right now, if you call somebody a podcaster on X, it's an insult.
Well, yeah, because what is coming out of podcasting is a lot of drivel it is all speculation. It is all guessing. It is all just...
It's the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. It's a lot of bomb throwing. That's half their shtick, is to have fights with other people that are in the media. Yeah. Very bizarre. Megyn Kelly turning into the swearing machine, also kind of interesting. I mean, it's like, okay, I've always done it, and there's people that have, and it's like, that's fine.
No fucking way, man.
Right. But for her, it's like, okay, this is a new addition to your repertoire. And like, what does that do for you? And then somebody, and I think it was real. We live in the world of AI. To be fair, I can never guarantee anything's real anymore. But somebody had a clip of Megyn Kelly, and it looked legit, talking to the micro penis and saying, hey, this is the great Mark Levin. You know what? There's very few people that when I see them on, or they're on the radio, that I stop and listen.
I turn them in. Yeah.
She was kissing this guy's ass. So how do you go from that to, you suck?
To speak whatever was written in front of her, which happened to be Mark Levin is the greatest, or what's he called?
But that was
Mark
the great
Levin's
one.
The great one. Yeah, Mark Levin, the great. I have never liked Mark Levin's voice. It's a horrible, whiny voice. It's annoying to listen to.
What?
It's just, I'd rather listen to Elmo.
Elmo says, the Jews.
Okay, you have been reading our internal chat, apparently.
Hey, I see it go. There's so much. I'm always like, when's there going to be something good?
I agree. There's been too much junk. But
you have to be careful. Elmo could start a crusade.
He could, Elmo doing a crusade would be right in like an episode of South Park.
But the other issue, I think, with these Tucker Carlsons and Megyn Kellys is that they used to have, as you said, very big constrictions on them. Here, somebody else is telling you what to say, and their program after commercials, they had maybe 30 minutes to fill if they were lucky.
Out of an hour. Yeah.
Right. And now they go on for like 4 hours at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
too much.
The problem, this is the same thing as putting actors in charge of movies.
Or Ukraine.
Putting actors in charge of Ukraine. That's actually worked out better than I expected.
True.
But it is the freedom. Okay, now you could do whatever you want. There's no restrictions from the network. No one's going to tell you what to say. If you want to get a script, you hire the writer that you like to write whatever words you want to say. It's a great freedom. The problem with that is that there's no higher authority to put guardrails to prevent you from saying something idiotic.
Right.
There's a reason you and I are doing a podcast and we're not on Fox right now.
Yeah, because we would make it like 20 minutes.
Because we say idiotic things all the time, and it's fine. It doesn't matter because we're podcasters.
They'd bring you in and be like, Gene, about that thing you said. We're going to need you to apologize.
Yeah, good luck on that one. Yeah, I'd make it half an episode.
Right. And that's rightfully so. Yeah. And there's some good information that comes out of podcasts because of that. And
you think Megyn Kelly would have become the level of fame that she has right now as a podcaster? No fucking way. Dude, There's a million other women doing what she's doing in podcasting and doing it better.
And looking better.
But they don't have anywhere near the exposure that she does because she got that exposure on TV, not on podcast. Same thing with Tucker. There's tons of it's all the Jews' fault guys in podcasting on the internet. Tons of them. But no one's heard of them because they don't have the exposure that Tucker had on Fox and on CNN. The other thing that all these people had in common is that they voted Democrat. Megyn Kelly, when you push her on topic.
Yeah, was anti-Trump before pro-Trump.
Absolutely. Not just anti-Trump. I think she was anti anything but the middle of the road kind of Bob Dole conservatism. Comes from that side. And she here's why I know they voted for Democrat, because all of them mentioned that they voted for Obama for his first term.
Well, yeah, hope and change, baby.
All of them. And there was I remember this was years ago, I think it was on No Agenda, that this factoid was mentioned, that in a survey of Fox employees, they found something like 72% of Fox employees consider themselves Democrats. Overwhelming majority of Fox, 99% of CNN employees, except for the one token guy, consider themselves Democrats. In newspapers, it's usually 95%. I mean, the media, quote unquote, are run by Democrats, have been for many years. Definitely was the case back in the early 90s when I was in charge of the Minnesota Daily, which is the college paper at the University of Minnesota. I was the president of it. It was all Democrats. All Democrats. So it was a very much a Democrat-run organization where if you were slightly right of center and you would say, well, Bob Dole's got a good point there, then you were the Republican. Well, that was you're clearly the token Republican. Nobody was at the degree of conservatism that Trump is.
And what did they
Nobody
do
in media
when you were in charge of the paper there?
Mm-hmm.
If you printed something that was explicitly a lie, explicitly, easily totally incorrect. Who came down? Who was? If it got past you, I'm guessing that would be
very well. I had nothing to do with editorial content. I was there working on their budget, so I was making sure that they were making money.
Oh, so you were just a nerd.
Well, yes, I was just a nerd. But I mean, we sat there in all the meetings. Here's how I would describe it: is that especially in a college paper, the whole concept of freedom of the press is the driving force. You can say whatever you want because we're training reporters. We want to teach them to say things that are controversial. But the thing that was always driving the guardrails wasn't the editorial policy. It was the advertising policy. It was, hey, if we lose this ad because of what you put in the paper, you will no longer be able to have that column. It's very straightforward. It has nothing to do with curtailing your freedom of press or speech or anything else. It has to do with the fact that the university doesn't give us more than, I think they gave 30% of the budget from the university, and the rest came from advertising. And advertising, to be fair, was mostly like, bands and comedians showing up to the
massage parlors.
I don't know. But it was one of those, like, if you write an article about how horrible a comedy club is and how they're, doing something terrible and they stop advertising. Yeah, no, that ain't going to happen because that article will be the last thing you write.
But the media, I mean, the interesting thing is that I don't know if people younger than us realize is that they're used to have, and I hate the term guardrails, but it fits in the fact that if you were working for a newspaper or a network and you came in with a story, they would expect you to source that story. And a lot of times there were big stories that didn't break if there was only one source. So if you could only find one leaker and you got nobody to corroborate it.
That was standard. Because you don't want to be making mistakes. This is the thing is, in podcasting, no one cares if you make a mistake.
And it's because they now want your attention, and the mistakes are actually intended now.
Well, and because podcasting is it's a lot closer to reality TV. And I know people instantly say, I say reality TV is scripted. It's not real. That's true. But so are most podcasts. Ours isn't. Ours is genuinely unscripted to the degree that we don't even talk between episodes. We have an internal channel that mostly other people, not you, post things on. But really, we don't communicate much other than to say, I'm going to be traveling during this time, so we can't do the podcast like last week. And then this is our chance to catch up for the week with each other. And we just happen to record it. But most podcasts are not this.
My teleprompter stopped. Hold on for a second here.
Okay. All right. You got to get that. Call the producer to get them fixed.
Right. Okay, here. Well, yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, you're back from your vacation. That was no. That's the beginning of the.
You got to pick it up where we're at. Where are we?
Got to bring it further into the script.
33 minutes in. Scroll forward.
Of course, 33. It's 33 minutes in. Of course, it is. Mm-hmm. But that's it. We are unscripted. We come out and we don't even have
unfortunately,
topics.
Unscripted.com was taken already, so we can do that. So we became Unrelenting.
Yeah, Unscripted could have been a really big show.
I think it was.
I mean, we're on YouTube. I keep getting the spammers that are like, hey, if your show was on YouTube, you could be way more popular. It's like, fuck you. We're on YouTube and we're not more popular.
We're not popular.
Whatever you're trying to sell, I don't believe it. Although I did see somebody, I got to go find the other night. I was watching a YouTube video before going to bed, and there is a AI company now that will go through your longer form content and pull out the little clips. I'm like, that's something we could use.
I've always wanted that combined with something that'll take the audio clips, listen to what we're talking about, and then fill in the video with AI crap.
Yes, give it something. Make it make it look like a TikTok video, then throw it up on social media. Because really, this show at 120 minutes, we could do 62-minute shorts. That's pretty much what you'd have.
Yeah. Well, or at least 4.
And I was amazed.
2-minute shorts.
My buddy Scaramanga here in the Chicago area, that he has worked.
I didn't know he was in Chicago.
Yeah, he's worked in AI. He worked for Fanatics, and he's done stuff. And now he's using Suno to do music for these little mini soap operas. I guess they're like 2-minute segments.
Wow.
I'm like, what the hell is the world coming to, that people are breaking down content into literally 2-minute chunks? And he's like, oh yeah, each show or whatever is like 40. Yeah.
Advertising. So I think a lot of people will say something other than what I just said. They'll say, oh, it's the attention span of the kids,
Right.
No, here's what it is. The kids' attention span for advertising has been determined to be 2 minutes. If you do ads any more frequently than 2 minutes, they won't watch. So 2 minutes is the most frequent advertising that we can do. Therefore, that's what we're going to say their attention span is.
I was also guessing, since it's mainly something that is aimed at women, it figures that every time they go take a pee, they're going to watch 2 minutes on their phone, and they can sneak that in a few times a day.
Women pee for 12 hours a day?
2 minutes. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they watch for 12 hours a day. Like, women consume content on their phones at an insane rate.
Well, not if they're professionals and have a job or something like that. You think that's
watch people's eyes looking down. See, you've been out of the workforce for a while, my friend.
That's true.
There's a lot of content, and not just content, but video games consumed during the workday. And not just people who are unemployed like me, but people that actually are working for a living. Because I talk to these people all the time. Hello, Ben. That are working for a living full time while calling me and asking questions about a video game where they're stuck.
While they're working, sitting at their desk. Because no companies dare say, oh, you can't have your phone during the day. No.
It's beyond that. No company is going to tell you can't have more than one computer running. What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm playing a video game while we're doing a show.
Well, that goes without saying.
So,
that's why you got
okay, that bottle of Mountain Dew's done and gone.
I had a weird audio issue with the Mac yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Which it did not crash the system, but it crashed the mix, which is what I use to go out to the stream and play music.
MIXX.
Yes, Triple X, which of course is a great name.
X. Ooh, that's even better.
And it was very odd, because the way I do it is, when I'm starting up a stream, if I'm following somebody else, I'm listening with VLC to the stream. And then when they say, okay, we're done, then I know I can click in and start. And then I wait to see how far behind VLC is from my intro track that I'm playing. So then I know how many seconds I need to kind of fill. So
whoa. What are you, professional or something?
Right. When Adam Curry says he wants the stream at 55, I know I need to be off the stream at 45 minutes or 54 minutes and 45 seconds, because there's going to be that 15-second lag. So he's not hearing me. So everybody listening to us right now is getting the show like 15 seconds behind what we actually say. So I kind of fill that in. So the oddest thing was, when I hit stop on VLC to stop the stream, it crashed the audio and mix.
Ooh.
Which is like, why would stopping an audio stream in one program crash the other? They didn't crash the machine. The machine's still running. It's been up for a month plus.
Yeah, you don't need to ever reboot a Mac.
I know, it's wild.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll put H-top in and see how.
You know what? You know what's funny? While you're doing that, you don't really get many reboots with Windows 10 anymore either.
Well, because it's not updating anything.
It's amazing. Once it becomes unsupported software, it runs for weeks at a time without needing to reboot. It's great. I love it.
My Mac has been up for 40 days, 21 hours, and 6 minutes.
Wow. Where do you find that somewhere in about there?
I go into the terminal and do H-top, which I think you might have to install, or just top probably will show you.
Top?
TOP, top. It'll show you everything running. It'll show you what's taking up your memory and your CPU.
Make me type things.
And then it'll show you like how much memory, like right now, I'm using 32.7 gig of my 128 gig of RAM.
Oh, fuck off.
You don't have that much RAM.
That's now worth $18,000. You know that, right?
I should sell this machine.
You should sell the machine. You'll get double the money you paid for it right now.
People are like, I want some of that RAM, baby. Bought it at right time.
I've got 16 gigs of RAM on my Mac.
Which is why I figure this thing should never, have any problems with the audio stuff.
Where do you see the uptime? I don't see the, where's that listed?
In H-top, it is right right next to like where it says memory and swap. It's right above like the green bar.
I don't have a green bar.
Oh, well, it's right there where it says how many tasks it's in, load average.
Processes, 3 running, load average, CPU, user, system, shareable, memory regions, resident shared, physical memory, compressed memory, frameworks.
Here's regular network, top or H-top?
Oh, geez. Was I supposed to do H-top?
Which you may not have installed. Welcome to what does Gene have on his machine?
H-top install. I have whatever came with it.
The regular top. Right. Does it tell you in top?
I'm going to ask AI how you find out how long a Mac's been running. How's that?
That's fine. That's the CPU usage. Top is different. Yeah. Load average. Everything moves around. H-top is so much prettier.
Why did you install H-top?
So I could see exactly what was using what.
All right. I'm going to use the command uptime.
Well, that'll do it too.
136 days.
Whoa!
What is that, like 4 weeks?
Yeah, something like that. Like 4 months. Take that, you Windows bastards.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me change the AI. How do I find out how long a Windows machine has been up?
And if you listen to the best damn podcast in the universe, there have been some Linux errors recently as the show was going on. So not as smooth as all the people that were always like, go to Linux, man, it's great.
Oh, the more popular it becomes, the more it'll be just like Windows.
It'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
I did like how the guy on YouTube, Dave, that does the Windows guy. He was like Bemrose back in the day, except he actually wrote stuff. Dave. On YouTube. He seems quite as obsessed with war games as we do, which I find funny.
My Windows machine has been up for 7 days.
Wow, 7 whole days. That's close to 140.
Yeah, I know. Wait, is that 7 days or 70 hours? That may be less than 7 days.
Poor Windows.
I don't know if that's a day or an hour measurement. I can't tell.
Big bad Windows confused.
But Windows 10 is still better than Windows 11. Windows 11, I had Ben, because, he uses me for tech support.
Right, dude named Ben, named Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Who uses dude named Gene for tech support. So he was like, hey, dude, I'm trying to move my start bar to one of the 4 monitors that you gave me for free. And I'm having some issues here in that it's either on all the monitors or on the main monitor, and I can't be on one of the side. And I'm like, yeah, that's weird because I can move my toolbar on my machine. That's kind of weird, but I've got a Windows 11 laptop that unfortunately came with it, so I can't, take it off. And I tried it on there, and sure enough, it didn't work. And so I Googled it. Because that's how I answer most of Ben's questions is by Googling them.
Wait, you don't use Grok?
No, don't need most questions. I don't need them synthesized through the Grok to get an answer. I've been Googling long enough. Back when we were kids, we had to Google our own answers and not rely on AI.
Dude, we existed before Google.
Yeah, definitely. before Google, but dude, I exist.
You know,
I was on the internet before the World Wide Web was a protocol.
Right. Well, it's when people wanted
before HTTP was a protocol. So what I meant to say.
When somebody was like, no, Ted Williams had more hits than Pete Rose. You used to have to go find a book. That's how you proved shit.
Yeah. And Pete Rose was way more famous. So that's the important part.
Right. Unless you were in.
And he was a Boston. Good bettor, I hear.
And he was very good with gambling, which he was he really
which today, now everybody does. Totally normal now.
Every fucking pitch in baseball, everything. Let's gamble. And I've been watching these commercials because I watch racing over the weekends, and that's the only thing I watch that I see commercials with.
Yeah.
And the most nefarious thing that I have seen now with these commercials for the gambling, betting, whatever you want to call them, apps that you can put on your phone and put real money in, win money, lose real money, started, I kid you not, with two like 20-year-old dudes sitting together, and the one's like, man, I am so fucking broke, I can't even afford to pay my rent. And the other one's like, well, you should try this app. I won $600.
Yeah, gamble away the money you don't have.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. And I'm all for freedom of speech and all that, but parents, you better teach your fucking kids, because the media and the whole world is just like, oh, give us your money. Oh, you come on. When do we should vibe code a gambling app. I'm sure Ned, some of these guys would hop on it like, oh, we might win big. That'd be great. The unrelenting gambling.
It could happen. I mean, there were guys that I knew back in the 90s that ended up in prison for certain things.
I didn't say go to prison for it.
And now you could totally do them legally. You could totally do them legally now.
Oh, well, yeah, this is true.
Yeah, but back then you couldn't. And so at one point in time, guys whose house I was at multiple times had 3 people in U.S. prison and 2 people in Russian prison.
Wow, that's really some law breaking.
I know. It's amazing.
Are you Russian?
No, not at all.
Proper answer, that good comrade. Do not listen to what Gene says.
I've been instructed well by Center.
You do not want to gamble on. I mean, it's one thing that's great. Everybody, you have your little ad. Come on down to the casino. The fact that this is basically a slot machine on your phone is insane. Again, coming from the world where when we were kids, if you wanted to legally place a bet, you had to get on a plane and go to Vegas.
Well,
maybe Atlantic City. Yeah.
So we had Indian casinos.
But then those popped up, right?
Yeah. But they were all middle of nowhere until I was in high school. When I was in high school, a little tribe that was just in the outskirts on the south side of Minneapolis that used to have a bingo parlor and nothing else had built a modest casino with poker and blackjack. Or no, sorry, they didn't have poker back then. They just had blackjack, machines.
No sports book.
No sports book. I mean, it was a very modest.
Beautiful Mistake Lake.
But they had blackjack. Yeah, Mistake Lake is the one I'm talking about.
Mistake Lake? Is that where you go?
That was the local name for it.
Spend all your money.
Yeah. So Mistake Lake was first built first opened. So when I was in high school. And I remember that a lot of people from high school were starting to buy fake IDs at that time because, you needed to be 18 to gamble back then. I don't know if you still do.
Yeah, you
in
do.
Minnesota. I mean, these days you just go to the Leering Center and you get your gambling done there.
Well, the great thing is the casinos let you in. It's just if you win big, they go, oh, no, you're too young.
Oh, yeah.
You won $50,000 on that slot machine? No, you really didn't.
It was also bizarre because it's Indian territory. There were 2 unusual things. One was smoking indoors. No, there were Indians. Smoking indoors, right? Because Minnesota had led the nation in the whole banning smoking thing. So no other place by the 80s had smoking indoors. But the Indian casinos did. You could smoke in there. And the other thing was the price of gasoline was like 75 cents a gallon because they didn't have any taxes.
Oh, so you just like, I know we're going to buy gas.
I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I'm going to go get some gas and do a little gambling. The other thing that was amazing in later reincarnation, so this is back in the 80s, right? By the mid 90s, that casino had probably quadrupled in size.
Yeah.
They got a hotel built out there on top of the casino. And it was very, very neat inside. They had tons of like Native American paraphernalia and art and everything. When it first opened, there were people working there who were Native Americans. Within a few years, there was not a single Native American working there because the tribe was paying like $160,000 a year per member in casino profits.
Nice.
That's not for working. That's just for being a member of the tribe. And so you started seeing all these McMansions popping up on the surrounding territory, which started pissing off the local white people because the Indians are moving in, and you know what that means?
Yeah, money. Woo!
Curry. No, wrong kind of Indians. But it was, the money was, man, it was a great deal. They were getting money hand over fist. They built an ice skating rink in like an indoor covered Olympic size ice skating rink right next to the casino. So that the Indian high school kids had a place to play hockey.
I was like, wait, do the Indians normally play? I guess in Minnesota, everybody plays hockey.
Oh, it's mandatory.
Yeah, it's like Canada. You got to play hockey. Sorry.
Yeah. And then as part of that, underneath the ice skating rink, they built a gun range.
Oh, now this is thinking.
And I had a membership to that gun range from the day it opened until the day I left Minnesota. It was literally my neighborhood gun range. It was about, I don't know, 15-minute drive from the house. And it was incredibly clean. Like they think of what the mob would do if they built a gun range. And what I mean by that is unlimited source of money coming in. You don't really care about how much things cost. You just want it done right.
Right. You want people to come in.
So they had this gun range that had maybe like 10 gun lanes and like 4 rifle lanes. So it wasn't huge, but nobody knew about it because it was underneath the ice skate rink on Indian land. They didn't advertise. So it was always empty. It was usually like me and 1 or 2 other guys, and that's it.
Both in Adidas tracksuits.
So what? What's that got to do with anything?
Just saying.
Yeah, it's totally normal. And I met Santa Claus there once, which was really cool.
What kind of gun was Santa popping off?
Beretta.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Shotgun.
Santa has got to protect those presents.
It's a serious job. So this is where I learned of my future profession. Santa,
bullshit artist.
hey now. No, Santa, Santa.
Right. Well, yes. Well, that's
so this guy
Billy Bob Thornton.
in the 90s, mid 90s. This guy was probably about 65, had about 1.5 foot long white beard, white hair, weighed about 300 pounds. And I was like, "You make money doing this?" He's like, "Yep, work about 3 months a year, make about 110,000."
Whoa.
I'm like, okay, I have a goal in life now.
There's money in Santa.
Fat, get a long beard.
And you did it.
And
you
work
did it
for
all,
3
Gene.
months a year. And work 3 months a year. No, it's sad, isn't it?
Life goals. How's the Ozempic working out for you?
It's not. I'm battling my insurance again.
Oh. But
yeah.
Was it actually physically working?
Fine. Yeah. I did 2 months. I mean, every time I do it, I've done it once before, like a year ago. It absolutely works. It noticeably and even surprising to yourself shuts down all appetite. Like you just feel the same way that you do shortly after a meal, but you feel that way all day long without eating. So yes, it works. But there are not surprising consequences from it, which is if you don't eat, even though you're not hungry, because that's what it kills, if you're not eating, your body's not getting a whole lot of calories, so it has to switch to burning fat, which is the whole point, right? Because you want to burn the fat, use it up as calories.
But you're bringing in zero nutrients. But
it's not even the nutrients that I think people overestimate our need for nutrients. I've gone for 2 weeks with nothing but water and been perfectly fine. But it's the protein. So if you want to do it right, the meals you do eat, you have to change the ratio of carbs and protein unless you're already doing a carnivore diet. So you need the protein to maintain your muscle mass. And so you should go from eating what most people typically eat, about 30% protein, 70% carbs. If you're taking those Ozempic shots, or I guess pills these days, they can also do pills, then you need to go to like a 90% protein, 10% carbs. And then that 90% of the protein will still be smaller than the size of the meals that you had without Ozempic because you're not hungry anymore. But you still need the protein. Otherwise, you're going to start losing muscle along with fat, which is what a lot of the negative reports from people that are long-term.
Looking like Skeletor.
Yeah. Well, that's mostly the fat loss. But because it's not like you're losing the muscles in your face and therefore your face looks like Skeletor. You're losing fat from everywhere. And it's usually the women that don't need to lose any weight that look like Skeletor. Because they're like, you shouldn't be taking this at all.
But I'm 68 pounds. I got to lose a few.
Well, that's true. I mean, 50 would be better. But there's other ways to do it than that. So it works. But goddamn, this insurance company is just pissing me off because I don't want to be spending a whole lot of time and stress because I'm like the target demographic. I look like Santa. I'm the one that this drug was designed for. And they're like, well, we're not sure you really need this. Maybe try exercising instead.
Right. The rich white women need just supply of drugs.
Yeah. Well, they're not getting it through insurance. I mean, that's the thing is my neighbor's a pharmacist. So I talked to him about this and he says the number of like women that are not fat who are paying full price cash for Ozempic is well over 50% of the Ozempic they sell.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, so you see where the money is, and the insurance
used company, to be, believe me, like it's way cheaper just to stick your finger in your throat, and purge the food than it is to take this pill.
But now I just don't understand with the insurance companies. You have licensed medical doctors who are prescribing it and saying, "Hey, for his health, he needs this."
But see, insurance went from being insurance to being like, we're in charge of your health.
Well, they went to being a flow chart of, well, have you tried this, this, and this before you can before the doctor can give you the drug that they know is going to cure whatever you have, or at least help it, or maybe kill you. It all depends.
Or maybe kill you,
That they have to go through a whole procedure first. Well, it's cheaper if you just try diet and exercise first.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you had him talk to a nutritionist at all?
Right.
Yeah. 20 years ago. Thanks. Let's move on.
You're like, it didn't work. I need something. Something.
It didn't take.
See, I will say a valid question. See, Brooklyn wants to know what kind of a need there is for a Jewish Santa.
Well, you may not know this, but all Santas have always been Jewish.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that true? Easter bunnies too?
Mm-hmm.
Easter
bunnies. No, that's definitely not Jewish.
I mean, if you want to talk about something that's come into the
Easter
lexicon.
bunnies are pagan. Talk about an obvious pagan holiday.
Right around the most holy holiday, we now have a bunny. People more people know about the bunny. Granted, if you go ask what Easter, you go to a fucking grammar school and be like, hey, what's Easter all about? Bunnies, man. Bunnies and chocolate.
It's the spring equinox holiday. Bunnies commemorate birth, not virgin birth, but real birth.
They can't catch me because the rabbit died.
The birth of nature after the winter. This is as pagan as you can get. Much like most Christian holidays really are just pagan holidays that have been Christianized.
Renamed.
Yeah.
Rebranded.
Like Saturnalia for Christmas. It's like these were all around before Christianity was a thing. And they're still around. They're just referred to by different names, but the activities are all the same.
The more you learn right here on Unrelenting.
Yeah, this is not the place to learn.
Okay, there's an ISO. This is not the
That place. Is a good ISO. No, I'm thinking back what I just said. Unscripted. Definitely a good ISO. Yeah.
So it is not the place to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a few people to thank for today's show. If you want to.
Now, do we have have we been tracking our minimal shekel donation for doing ads on the stream?
What is the minimum? What was it, 5?
Well, I don't know. It keeps changing. It used to be 10, but then Bitcoin dropped. So I don't know. You tell me.
We don't really have any that we would have to read today, so we can figure that one out.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Later, but mainly because we've been off for a few weeks. Our buddy Mark Kodra came in with $3.33 4 times.
Oh my gosh!
Since we last did a show.
Okay.
That is $13.32. Woo! If we only do a show once a month, we are making money.
Yeah, I know, right? Per hour, if we do a show once a month, we're making money.
We might make $5. I just sent Gene a big payment of $100.
That's right.
Since
it's amazing.
November
I was like,
of last year.
I can order me a quarter of Ozempic.
I know. It's just insane. The lack of support, although there's a lack of support for a lot of shows.
I thought you were going to say it was insane, the price of Ozempic.
The price of Ozempic, I'm sure, is insane as well. I haven't looked for
$1,000 a month.
The next time I'm in to see my doctor, I'll ask him if I can get it. My insurance company will probably be like, yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, exactly.
Just load yourself up.
I have good insurance. It's just, I don't know maybe it's not good anymore. It used to be, I have Blue Cross, and I have like the gold plan there.
Yeah, that's what we have, I think.
It used to be that it was considered pretty good insurance. I don't know if it still is. Maybe it sucks now.
No, I mean, for mine, that's Blue Cross of Illinois. It was, we went through an ER visit and an overnight stay last year, and I still just maxed out. It's like $1,500 a year is the maximum out of pocket.
Really?
Yeah,
mine's like $2,000. But yeah, and I always hit it. It's always like $2,000 a year for no matter what I do.
So you're like, just keep giving me more. Once you hit that mark, you're like, woo.
Yeah.
Give me drugs, give me surgery.
But that's the thing, is that they're basically, their goal is to make sure that you never spend more than $2,000 a year. Because then if you spend more than $2,000, they're paying all of it. So they're like, how about you get some exercise instead?
That's where they're like, we're not going to let that go through.
Yeah, no, you don't need that.
Haven't had that issue yet. Let's hope, because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, it is.
Surly Mofo came in with $10 and says, always look forward to kicking off the weekend with you guys. Well, thank you.
We are kind of the kickers of the weekend.
We get Friday going. Normally, when it's not Easter Good Friday, when Gene wasn't out in Seattle. Although Larry, my buddy.
No, you were the one that was out on Easter. I was out the week after flying back.
Yeah, but you were in Seattle. Larry's going to Puerto Rico and is planning on doing the show Monday. I'm like, really? If I
did a show from Puerto Rico.
If I was in Puerto Rico, I wouldn't be doing a show.
Nah, there's not much to do there.
Well, there's more than doing the show. You're like, no, that's pretty much it. Once you get your drugs safely hidden inside your carry-on.
Yeah.
Not much to do.
I'm sure Larry's got this figured out already, but Ben bought the what's the Australian audio company? What are they called?
The Australian audio company.
Yeah. They make the deck thing. What the hell are they called?
The deck thing.
The pod deck, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
The thing that Adam has?
Yeah.
The Rodecaster.
Right. So he bought a Rode USB pod mic, which I think he said CSB recommended to him.
Oh, it's very good. You get USB mic.
Yeah, so he got the CSB mic, and it worked really, really well when we did remotes when he was in Scotland and Puerto Rico, and I think we did one from Guam as well.
Larry's been using, what was it, a Samsung like Q60?
Oh, that's horrible. No, that's a bad mic.
Dude, it sounds great, the one he has.
No.
Yeah, it's
you
very
just can't hear him. That's the problem. You just don't hear him. So everything sounds great.
Weenie Wawa came in with his $10 monthly. Thank you, Weenie Wawa.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Scott Codswallop came in with $2.50 3 times, so that's $7.50.
Mm-hmm. Where's the other $2.50?
Come on, dude. I think
that'd be $10.
I think Mark, because we only did 3 weeks. I think he has a monthly as well that every now and then hits.
Yeah,
for a little extra boners.
Boners,
a little boners. I did. I said boners.
Oh my God.
Kevin Seifert came in with $5. That's giving Gina boners. And then CSB came in twice. I think he must have forgotten that we haven't read his past boost. Yeah. So he came in with earlier with $49.92, which was $3.86. And today he just came in with $42.62. So that's $3.33. And they're both pretty much the same message.
Yeah.
He wants you to subscribe to his YouTube channel, AI Arch Wizard. And it's easy. Just go search for AI Arch Wizard. Already 21 videos there. I think I was the 91st subscriber.
Yeah, he's, I subbed pretty early on as well. He is getting a lot of videos generated by AI. That's good.
And it's interesting now that he's using his own voice. And you can still tell it's
using
him.
Somebody else's voice.
He's using his own voice through a voice changer. But the way,
right. That's what I meant.
But the way he speaks is still so easy. CSB, if anybody hears that, they're going to know it's you. Just everybody understands that the way that you speak, very close. I'd be, if you're that paranoid, you got to get something that just totally changes the cadence of the way you speak.
Mm-hmm.
And C. Brooklyn just came in for $5 via the Cash App while we were doing the show, which I think is the very first thing we've gotten from, or one of just a very few from the
Cash App.
Mm-hmm. At least for this show. For the other shows, more. Cash App for Planet Rage, was multitude times higher. For Unrelenting, for that same period, was $32 whole, so $16 a piece.
Yeah.
But we appreciate every little bit, and thanks to CSB, who, if you heard the latest No Agenda, according to Adam Curry, CSB looks like Fabio.
Wow.
Because he asked, JCD made some comment about CSB, and Adam's like, well, I think I'm the only one that's ever met him. What do you think CSB looks like? And Dvorak's like, I don't know, Alex Jones? And Curry's like, no, more like Fabio, which I can't picture that now, CSB. He's a good-looking young man, I suppose. I don't know how old he is.
Well, genetically speaking, the Polish men tend to be bald less.
So they tend to keep more hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that part of the gene. I got the Irish part of the head, I guess.
Got the Irish gene, yeah.
The Irish were a lot of fucking bald bastards, I tell you.
Yeah. No, there's
all the whiskey.
And I've said this before, I think, a very good game called Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It was made in Poland, but it takes place in sort of the area between Poland and Czech Republic. I mean, like, this territory has shifted hands numerous times. So technically, I think right now it's all Czech territory. But anyway, point is, the characters in that game, I think there's one bald character, which is historically accurate, is that they tend not to lose their hair as much as some of the other countries.
Somebody should study this. There's money in hair growth.
Well, genetics, you're not going to freaking fix hair growth by making somebody of a different ethnicity.
No. You get a pill, though.
But it's not going to change your ethnicity. Now, I do need to send you something because I sent it to a few other people.
No more dick pics, Gene.
there's a little video, like literally like a 3-minute video, talking about scientists studying what's in snake blood.
Ooh.
That makes them not lose muscle tissue when they don't eat for a whole month.
Yeah, because they just sleep for a month, and you're like,
yeah, basically. I mean, I've got proof of that. I've got 2 of those things, and I feed them, and then they sleep, and then I feed them again. And there's a lot of time that passes between the feedings, and they're totally happy. So what they've come up with is some kind of a enzyme that snakes have that we don't, that makes them feel satiated and not lose muscle mass at the same time. Because the problem with, like I said, with Ozempic and other products that are similar is by simply making you feel not hungry, humans just eat less and tend to lose muscles along with the fat. You don't only lose muscle, but you lose the muscle along with the fat.
Now, can you offset this if you are doing weight training or exercising?
Yes. But if you're doing weight training and you're not eating even when you're not hungry, you won't be doing much weight training because you won't have the energy to do it.
You're just going to be asleep like a snake for.
Yeah. And that is definitely a thing that I've noticed on Ozempic is I get tired faster. I need more sleep, like either a nap during the day or just a long ass period of like 9 hours of sleep. Whereas if I'm not doing the Ozempic, I tend to sleep for maybe 6.5, 7 hours, and rarely during the day. So it definitely changes things.
Retatrutide.
That's not the thing that in this video, but yeah, I mean that I can't remember what that is. I know I've heard the term. I can't remember what it is.
It's cheaper, kind of like Ozempic, he says, but with less side effects. And, I'm intrigued with the side effects of Ozempic. I've never been on it, but my doctor, before he retired, said that he had been prescribing it for 10 years. A lot of people think it's something brand new.
Yeah.
And he said for the people that needed it, it had good effects on things like the heart and the kidney with.
Okay, sorry to interrupt here again. The retatrutide, yes, I did hear about it, probably through another YouTube video, but it's not FDA approved yet.
That's why it's good.
We can't get it in the U.S. yet.
You got a guy.
I mean,
you don't got a retatrutide guy?
I got a guy, but the problem is that he's inconsistent as hell.
He's in Russian prison right now. Just go to unrelenting.show/donate, folks.
Yeah. Unrelenting.show/Ozempic and make a bigger donation.
Yeah, that's for just
Gene on Ozempic. Donate just for
help
that.
Gene, right? Get Gene's Ozempic fund. We should start a GoFundMe for you.
We totally should. I think that would be a great idea to have 2 people donate.
And right after I paid you out, I realized that Adobe, it was time for that to renew, and I never pay attention to it.
Now, I hope you're taking a very small chunk for Adobe, given how much you're making off of podcasting and how much of a percentage this represents and how much you pay Adobe. I don't want to be subsidizing Adobe for all the other shows you do.
No, I split it by like 4 shows and then I split them in half.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
I know that
it should be way less than half, buddy.
No,
you should take the amount of money received, which is what's going to pay for it.
By every entity. So it's like you come out paying like 1/10 of.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
But not even. I didn't charge you for the.
I mean, frankly, you should just subsidize this show.
That's kind of people donate more. But I didn't realize and I didn't see an email. She didn't see an email. My teacher friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they must, they claim they sent something out, but I didn't notice it until I had 2
expired
charges on my credit card. Not only did it expire, but they went up to the full, I think it was $75 a month.
Yeah. If you're not doing the discounted deal.
And I was like, whoa. And then I went in and looked and figured out that all you had to do was switch it back to the yearly and put in her information, the school and all of that. And it brought it back down. And they said, we're giving you a disc. We're going to take off like $57 of what we charge you. So they were going to give something back. And it was then like $250 for the year for everything. Because it's like, otherwise, it's nuts.
Think that I'm trying to remember how much it was, but because I always did it during the Black Friday sale.
Yeah, which is, I think, still like $500 now for.
Was that what it is? So I think it was $399 for the year on Black Friday when I did it, but I haven't done it for a couple of years. I no longer use any of their tools. I use other shit, and I'm really happy with. I think I told you before that I've just been using DaVinci for everything. It does audio great. It does video great.
Right, image friendly.
It's harder. It's just a harder learning curve. That's all.
So I have to look. I know I can buy a year at a time, like through B&H. I just can't let it get past the, enter this, in. But yeah, that was my original thought as well. Cause I'm like, I don't need Adobe Audition, which is what I use for all the podcasts. I'm like, but I have Logic Pro. I've just never taken the time to move my workflow.
You could do Logic Pro would work, but also check out DaVinci because its audio tools are no worse. It's got pretty much all the same stuff.
Right. You can do your audio chain, do all of your plugins, do everything you need. So it really came down with Adobe. The only thing I've been using that I like is Photoshop, and that is still hard to beat.
Yeah, I've not found anything. I mean, some people say, just use GIMP. I've got GIMP installed. It's not very good.
No. And with the AI built into Adobe, I'm like, I think that would probably be the one thing that would get broken if you did pirate it.
Honestly, my biggest change is just using Grok, just uploading an image to Grok and then telling it verbally what to do. And then I don't use Photoshop.
Yeah, Grok renewed too at my $40 for that. And the plus, whatever the highest on X is. I can go yearly at like $32 a month, which I probably will do because I do like.
That's what I did. Yeah.
I mean, Grok, the video stuff for doing just the promos for these show, all the podcasts. You
can make a lot of stuff that's to get your money back pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the Chat GPT, maybe not. That may be the one that goes.
Because I've never paid for it, so I wouldn't know.
They do. There were a couple of things like with images that Grok took a while to catch up on, like doing cartoon style images. But Grok has gotten way better with that recently.
Well, just take all your earnings from the No Agenda art submissions for that. There you go.
I donate all of that, which is why I'm a baron. I've never taken a penny on the No Agenda art.
Why? You should stop donating.
But to be fair, I haven't really had any artwork that's been made into merch recently. And I was talking to my buddy Scaramanga, local Chicago guy.
No, I didn't know he was in Chicago.
Because he is a t-shirt guy too. He's got a side t-shirt business.
Really?
And I'm like, well, maybe we should. I've got noagendastore.com. I've got the opposite of whatever the other guys I think are noagendashop.com.
Yeah.
I've got noagendastore.com. I'm like, let's do it, dude. Let's do fucking No Agenda merch.
Totally.
And then we can add on Unrelenting merch and rock and roll pre-show merch and take over the merch world. A lot of titties. Yep. That's what Scaramanga wants on them. A lot of titties. We could just do
with like not connected to anything. Or?
No, they're connected to the women,
or they just
the AI would just titties, floating titties, floating titties.
Well, that
everywhere.
Would definitely get Ben to buy a shirt.
Ben's like, I need that. I need some floating titties.
Oh my god, I've met a lot of tit men, but Ben is definitely a tit man.
He just,
the bigger the better.
Well, wait, there's a limit at some point.
Nope, not for Ben. Not for Ben.
He's one of those. He's got something wrong with his DNA. That's what's wrong with that guy. Ben, why haven't you donated recently? And by recently, I mean like for years.
He asked me yesterday, he goes, are you guys still doing that show? I thought you were done.
Wow. I thought we were done too, to be fair. I thought we were done.
You'd like us to be done. You'd like us to be done because now you're spending money on the show instead of making money on it.
I know a couple of years ago, I thought
the reality is done. This is really the show that's going to last, because all your other shows are, they're not like this. This is original content. Everything else is scripted.
Planet Rage is the only one making money. The Rock and Roll Pre-Show is funded nicely, but Planet Rage is the...
Really? That's surprising. I thought the Rock and Roll Pre-Show would always make more money.
Well, it's because of people like Sir Nubbin, who is, I think, maybe at the 2000 level or so on the Rock and Roll Pre-Show, that he went all in on being a cult member over on the Cult of Scumbags, planetrage.show. When we did a special the other day that was like $300 and something to become a cult member, he came in with that. Yeah.
Jesus.
Planet Rage is starting to get that no agenda vibe. That's why Adam Curry likes it so much.
Oh, really?
We are taking the no agenda vibe and we're just making it angrier. And we're
but you can't. But the problem is you're missing like all the audience that can't hear the subsonic frequencies.
True. We need to use whatever CSB is using to have
exactly.
an option for people so Larry's voice could be moved up in the audio spectrum. Hi, it's Larry, everybody.
Or you need somebody to like do the voiceover for Larry.
We pay somebody to listen and redo the audio as Larry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of surprised.
With an accent, some foreign accent.
That would be even better if he was like totally Russian or
German.
Yeah, German. I am Larry.
We take this. I don't know what topics you've covered lately. What have you covered?
A bunch of commie bastards. That's what we cover.
Where? Like there's all over the place. Like
that's
France
true.
or
that's true. The United
Which
States.
Ones? Oh, the commie bastards. California and Seattle. Okay.
We are two good Irish Catholic boys fighting the crusade one day at a time.
Now that's a good catch line right there. You should use that for a description of the show. More people would listen to that than something called Planet Rage. I mean, come on.
We don't
understand. What kind of title is that?
We don't. It was inspired by like old 1950s radio dramas because the show was never meant to be.
It kind of sounds like it was mostly inspired by Alex Jones.
Really? Because I don't listen to Alex at all. So it could be correct. I don't really know what Alex Jones would
Does Larry listen to Alex Jones?
No, I've never listened to him. I mean, I've seen clips of Alex Jones. I know how he talks, but I don't.
Larry. Yeah.
I don't think he does. No, he was.
No?
He was more off the lead. I think he's just gotten angrier as we brought him into a podcast. Which is possible.
Nice.
But the show originally, which I guess this shows that Larry's enjoying doing the show. He's the only guy that's a professional in this. We've talked about that. He's worked in the biz. And it was originally, he's like, when I asked him to do the show, he's like, yeah, I'd love to do a show. He's like, but, I really can't sit still for that long. So, I mean, can we keep it to like an hour? He didn't want to do, he was like, probably an hour would be like, and now he's the one and the show is going longer and longer and longer. And we're hitting 2 hours, 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Wow.
So I know he's having fun with it. So at least that part is good because it's fun doing that show as well.
Yeah.
And we're there when No Agenda falters, when they have to stop doing shows.
I mean, if you're getting $300 donations, I think you got a genuine shot at taking over.
We're like, we're the B team. We're ready.
Kick Adam off that network, man. Take the number one spot.
Linux is failing on him. No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Baby.
The show you were listening to is having technical difficulties, but we're going to slip right on in here. So yeah, I got my Adobe for one more year, and that's my other goal. And if somebody has any Photoshop type replacement, and I guess to be fair, you can get Photoshop on its own, although I think that's like $20 a month.
Half that price. Yeah. So if the full Adobe is 40, then Photoshop is 20.
Yeah. And
or you could, I don't know, pirate it.
Right, but it's like the only thing in Photoshop that it's really interesting at this point
is the web stuff. Yeah,
is all the things
for that
are going in. So yeah, we'd have to figure out how that
makes sense
would actually work. But that was the one thing, and maybe we've talked about this, that amazed me with the Apple ecosystem as opposed to Windows, which was the piracy stuff is so simple, and it doesn't seem like it's ripe with malware. which is just weird. But it's like, no, it's there's a smaller community, I guess.
Yeah, it's much smaller. Yeah.
And as long as you know the person that's doing it and they don't have a track record of putting malware in. But a lot of this stuff is just worthy of buying. I mean, as you and I talked about, the Logic Pro 10, which I bought when I was making the music with my buddy Tom. I think
they've
he paid
been
for it.
Upgrading it for decades and not charging any upgrade fees. Yeah.
Right. So like you just turn it on, it still works after 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, more than 10 for me. I think I bought Logic Pro in, I want to say it was around 2008, maybe.
Still works.
Right around there. Still works. Yeah.
And they're not asking for more money. And the program is currently up to date. It's not like it's been lost.
No, it's up to the latest hardware spec.
It's amazing. I was like, this is how I would be happy to pay for the software.
Now, there have been a few software products that they've decided they needed more money. So that one of the products I bought when I did my books is a program that lets you take like a Word or Google Doc and then actually format it for printed books. So it's kind of if you don't want to use something like PageMaker or what's the Quark Express or whatever the current one that people would use for laying out books, this thing just is a much more easy, quick way to publish books, to lay out. Because, when you send the publisher the book, it has to be fully laid out. You're not sending them the text, you're sending them a PDF essentially of the printed book.
Right.
And then they are the ones that print the book out of that. So if you screw up the PDF, then your printed books are screwed up.
I mean, for people that write fiction, I really, for something that I have been paying for, and I should probably stop because I only go through spurts where I decide I want to write something. Novel Crafter is a very
I have not seen that.
Interesting. It's an online thing, but you pay for your own AI. So it's an AI assisted writing tool, but then you have to either provide an AI for ChatGPT or one of these other services, or you can do it locally, which is beautiful. So I can hook that up locally. And the interesting thing is when you do this is beyond, really what people would think of as AI assisted. You make your codex. So you put all of your characters in there and you can then easily reference back. So if you're like, oh shit, what did this character look like? Well, you type the name in and it basically just pops up. And it's interesting because you could then, chat with the chapter or the whole text and be like, oh, has this character done this yet? And, I want this, but has this happened yet? And it'll go through and tell you yes or no. It's really bizarre stuff. And it will expand things for you. This is where Larry and I were having a little argument because he's like, fuck spell check, fuck all these AI things. I think if somebody uses it, it totally ruins, writing. And I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that. And I think this is where the AI technology is going to go. It's going to be the assistant. It's like, instead of James Patterson handing a idea, instead of his outline saying, hey, Gene, you're my co-writer. Here's the story. Here are the characters. Here's the plot. You go write it, then give it to me, and then I do the last pass.
Right.
It's no different than that. It's just producing the grunt work. And I don't think the grunt work is all that different.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Here, my observations with AI when it comes to writing, which I have used it quite a bit for that, is that you can definitely offload some of that work, but the amount of time that it takes me to change what it comes up with to something that sounds like me is about how long it would take me to just write it.
Well, my question would be, why not put all of your writing in and train a Laura to learn your style?
I've never done that, so I don't know how well that would work. I don't know. I guess I don't know what my writing style is. I just assume that it's
and you
very
could do
generic,
this even more,
maybe, right?
But even more simplistic, you can go with something that you've written, take a couple of pages, and put that into Grok or whatever you're using, and say, "Here's a sample of my writing. Remember this and use this when I tell you to write something in the voice of." And it will do. A lot of people don't understand. You can do that, and instantaneously, I had it generate some text the other day. And then put it into Grammarly, which fuck Grammarly. That's another one that renewed. What was the other one you recommended?
Oh, you shouldn't have renewed that.
I know.
Yeah, I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head.
But the problem now,
direct competitor to them.
The problem now was, that is adult subject matter. We can't help with that.
Grammarly is extremely politically correct. You can't say the N word. You can't, there's a ton of stuff that it just will strip out.
It's unbelievable that your computer programs are now no, we can't help with that.
You're not allowed to use that. No, you can't do that. No.
Where Grok's I'll give you whatever you want, brother.
Yeah. Grok is great in that. Grok will just give you whatever you want. Absolutely.
I couldn't believe that with Grammarly. But Grammarly also now, one of the things they include, which I like for the bunch of fucktards that they are, is they do have the full AI thing that'll tell you how much they think was written by AI detection.
Which is bullshit. There have been videos showing how that's total bullshit, because using AI to detect AI is like using a criminal to determine if a criminal is a criminal. That
kind of makes sense. They know what to look for. Yeah. But the funny thing is they're just looking for the patterns that are the basic patterns, which are broken after you say, hey, here's an example of my writing. Use this as an example, because I had to generate a bunch and it came back 2 to 3% only, which if you don't tell it that, it could be 50, 60, 70% that it's AI written. And just giving it some prompts, you can get it down to 2 or 3. But my other favorite thing was part of the Grammarly thing as well was rewrite that so it doesn't sound like it's AI. Wait, so now we have AIs that are detecting other AI allegedly, but then rewriting that AI to make other things not detect the AI.
Right, because the way that you detect the AI is a predictable thing. So it's ridiculous. It's not detecting AI. It's just detecting
guessing
grammar that is common to AI. Because
EM dash.
Yeah, M dash is a perfect example because humans don't use it. Remember, I got into a huge argument about this on X.
Oh, you getting into an argument on X? I don't believe it.
It's amazing. I know. Pointing out that humans don't use the M dash, they use the N dash. And this guy said, well, no, actually, as a professional writer, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, how many books have you published, professional writer? Well, I've got 1 book out. Well, I've got 2. So shut the fuck up, first of all. Secondly,
my dick is bigger than your dick.
Exactly. I'm like, if you're going to start throwing shit like professional writer in, professional writer, you just got your PhD, dude. Okay. You're in that early phase of academia. That doesn't make you a professional. Now, he could argue that by professional writer, he means he writes a lot, and he probably does write a lot more than I do. Because lately I've just been posting memes and not writing.
Helping the world one meme at a time.
But I did buy his book because I'm like, okay, I'm going to count the number of M dashes in your book, but it's actually pretty interesting. The book about the early history of the Christian church in basically the 100 to 300 AD range.
Nice. So early.
He's got a PhD in, one of those histories of Christianity things.
And I like your arguing tactic is, I'll buy your book.
Yeah, that's totally my tactic. I was
if you get everybody that argues with you to buy your book, Gene, you wouldn't have to do podcasts anymore.
Well, yeah, it'd make about as little money. Yeah, that's true. But it's and I bought it because it was interesting. And then I complained to him, like, dude, my my voice text to speech thing on AI reading your book doesn't sound great. How about you do an audiobook? He's like, yep, I'm planning on it. Like, okay, I'll buy that too, I guess.
This guy's like, I love this guy that's arguing.
I know. He's like, I'm going to argue more.
People get buy my book.
And he does use M dashes, but again, not because he writes with M dashes. It's because he uses a computer editor that'll convert regular dashes, N dashes, to M dashes. Now, people don't know the difference between an N dash and M dash. Do you know the difference?
One's longer than the other. I don't know what the reasoning for using them would be.
I can explain the naming convention. The N dash, EN dash,
the one that's on everybody's keyboard.
The length of the dash is the distance between the left side and the right side of the letter N.
Ooh.
The M dash, the distance of the M dash is the width of the letter M. So that's why they're called the N dash and the M dash, because from typesetting days, that was determined that the length of the dash is the exact distance of the two lines of each of those letters. The left side and the right side. The M dash is properly used when you are using it to transition a thought to as part of a sentence structure where you're separating some ideas that are related. The N dash, the short one, is only used for hyphenating words. If you're hyphenating, you only use the short one, you never use the long one. So that's the way the proper usage of those is. However, the computer keyboard layout that most of us are familiar with, the QWERTY layout on the keyboard, does not have an M dash. It only has the short N dash. So it is literally impossible for you to write with an M dash unless you're using a different layout on your keyboard.
Or you have a writing program that knows if it's at the end of a word.
Exactly. And that's all that writing software does. It's basically just a global replace. It's like any place that you have a space, N dash space, convert to a space, M dash space. That's all that the writing software does. It takes any N dash that has spaces around both sides, because that's where an M dash should be used, and then converts it. So it's super easy. But and that's why I challenge this guy. It's like you literally can't write properly on a QWERTY keyboard. That to hit, if you want an M dash, you have to hold the control key to get that. Like, yes, you can do it by holding a control key, but I think it's control shift and then the dash key is what gets you the M dash, something like that.
I was unaware. I didn't even know you could do it. I mean, I figured you could do it, but I have never tried.
It's doable, but not in every program either. It is in the set of characters, obviously, that you're, that you can use, but because you can replace to it, but it's not a normally easily accessible character on a QWERTY keyboard. I don't know if it is on the Dvorak keyboard. I don't use Dvorak, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But certainly not on the normal standard keyboard. It's just really hard to get to.
Oh, it looks like on the Mac it's just Option Dash, the E.
Yeah, there you go, Option Dash. Yeah.
Now
so
I
on
know.
PC, it's probably Control Dash or Control Shift Dash or something.
I'm going to start using it all the fucking time now, man. Option
Dash. If you use Option Dash inside of a browser, and you use, depending on which browser you use, that may actually just shrink the font size of the browser.
Let's see here. We can do regular Dash.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just works. I'm an X.
It just works. Okay, well, They fixed it on the Mac. On the PC, it's harder. But still, how many people knew that you had to use Option Dash to get an M dash? Probably nobody listening.
Nobody. I just tried because you were like, oh, it's something. And the interesting thing is, since it is full width, if you use a bunch of them together, it just looks like a long line.
Yeah, but you really should use the underline if you're doing a line.
But I'm just saying it comes out with like a line after the. I just posted on an X just something saying "woo" with a really long dash after.
Okay,
it's very interesting. Now awesome. I know. This is information people didn't have. You didn't have this knowledge before. Support the show.
Believe me, there's more knowledge that you don't know because I haven't said it yet than you know. Also, I'm going to explain like how to be the most modest person in the world next show. So stay tuned for that.
Ned came in with 33 and said, to be fair, Planet Boobs would do better than all of the other concepts.
I have to agree. I think Planet Boobs would get a huge audience.
Hey, Scaramanga, you want to do that show with me? Planet Boobs?
Planet Boobs?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, it's really, the merchandising alone is going to sell.
I think that'll be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. That's, you know.
You just talk about boobs. On that. I mean, you just be like, okay, yeah, did you see Scarlett Johansson? Yeah. She got boobs. Yeah. Nice boobs.
I liked her before she got boobs.
Well, she was like 12.
No, she wasn't 12. She was 20.
When she got her boobs?
She did not get her boobs until she was like 28.
She's a really late. She had, okay, nobody's that late of a bloomer.
Fake
she had
boobs.
to buy
We're
them.
talking about fake boobs, not natural boobs.
Oh, I see.
Because people that like boobs don't count B cups and less as boobs.
It doesn't even qualify.
That's not a boob. That's a pre-boob.
Do not even talk to me about this.
The boobs start at a good C and then go up from there. Now, and I think that a good C is a very good boob. I just don't think that a D and over is better. I would prefer the C. Whereas guys like my other co-host, dude named Ben, on my other podcast, just the good old boys.com, he would start at the C, but the bigger the better.
No, I think it's pretty much a C and D range. I think bigger than that, you're like, this is a freak of nature.
I'll honestly take a B over a D.
There's so many ISOs. So many ISOs.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think that's that good an ISO. But,
no, but I'll play it
C over. Is definitely over. Perfect. Like C is the right size, in my opinion,
like
for
a perky C. A perky C is perfect.
Yeah. Which, you know, a pre-23-year-old C.
Right. Once you hit 25, all saggy, all horrible. Any women that want to downhill at 18, theory, just send a photo.
It goes downhill at 18, and by 23, you're not going to get any better than you are. Yeah, here's something that people seem to have either never learned or forgot. Do you know what the mortality rate for women in childbirth was 1800s and prior, so before modern medicine?
Probably 15-20%.
32%.
Ooh, that's higher.
That means you get to marry a new wife every 3 kids. Statistically.
That's a very interesting way to look at those stats.
Well, that's how men used to look at it.
Maybe you stop after 1 or 2 kids and go, hey.
I mean, if you really like your wife, you kind of should. But if you don't necessarily like your wife, you keep going. Why do you think those Irish families had 9 kids?
Because the wives were all over me ass.
That's exactly what it is. It's just literally the husband trying to get rid of the wife.
Oh, sweet Mother Mary, could you please fucking help me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
So
there was a stat that last year was the first year in modern history where more Americans moved to Ireland than Irish people moved to America.
Well, I know Rosie O'Donnell is there.
I mean, she should count for like 8,000 people, to be fair, because she's got a pretty big footprint.
She's got an Irish last name. I don't know if she's actually Irish, but she's got an Irish last name.
They should let me in, man. Let me in.
The thing is, you know.
Yeah, the thing is.
You got to talk like the Irish.
Well, that's what a lot of people don't understand, that the guys in Thin Lizzy, that's like, no, it's Tin Lizzy.
Tin. Yeah.
Tin Lizzy. Tin. Tin Lizzy.
Yep.
They don't say the H. Don't know why.
No.
It takes too much time to say the H. We got to drink the whiskey.
Yeah, I think it comes from potatoes.
Yeah. Well, no, that you can make the vodka.
No, I mean the way they speak.
Oh, could be drinking, eating too many potatoes, drinking too much Irish
raw
whiskey.
Potatoes will do that to you.
They could do that.
Oh, so when dude named Ben came back from Scotland, he was talking about the Scottish food. He's like, it's not that bad.
Was he wearing a kilt?
He decided not to spend the money on one.
Oh, what a pussy.
I kept telling him to buy it. He's like, well, it was like $400 and or more. Euros, not dollars.
Is this like his family pattern?
Yeah. His family pattern.
Oh, dude, what a fucking loser. You didn't get it?
I can... He has a little too much of the Scottish in him, if you know what I mean.
Small dick.
Yeah. Well, that's one. The other one is cheap ass. Like, Scrooge McDuck was from Scotland. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And so he's building a new PC right now. He bought parts on eBay and he had 2 people screw him and never ship. Who buys parts on eBay? Seriously. Who buys parts on eBay? My God.
God, I hate eBay.
I don't. That's what Amazon's for. Yeah. Anyway, so he's a cheap bastard. And, we love him, but he's a cheap bastard. And so he's like, I think I can get it cheaper in the States than I can in Scotland.
Wow, you want to screw over your nice ancestors.
Clearly.
Your whole, not really.
But he went to his family castle and everything. He checked it out, got the VIP tour.
He's like, I could get to Chinaman to make it for half the price.
That's exactly what he said. That's literally it right there.
Wow.
He used the word Chinaman just like you did.
That's what you do. You find them and they'll make it. They'll make whatever you want.
Oh, God. Yeah. That was a good ISO. I can get a Chinaman.
This'll get us kicked off of YouTube. We keep waiting.
Oh, no, it won't. Yeah. No. I was in, what was I in? I was in playing a game called Gray Zone, which is a very good game. It is one of the most realistic, if not the most realistic, first-person shooter games where you play as a PMC, private military contractor, coming into a South Asian location where there's some kind of event happen with radiation. And you're there to kind of restore order from the local gangs that have taken over. It's a great game. Highly recommend it. Just came out with a new version. It's pre-release 0.4. But you know me, I like to play games that haven't been released yet.
Well, yeah, betas are the best. Wait, that's okay. That came out wrong. Beta
I
games.
prefer alphas myself.
Yeah.
But,
Gene's more on the bottom, I tell you.
It's a very good game. And in that game, we discovered, so I was typing in, I was playing till pretty late and then letting the other guys know that I'm going to go to sleep. I'm like, I type in, all right, good night. And the word night came across as a bunch of asterisks. I was like, what the hell? Why is it censoring night? That's bizarre. So I'm like, NIGGA. Okay. I see what they're doing. So they're literally taking that word and any portion of that word gets censored.
That's insane.
So you literally can't use any words with the combination of NIG inside that word.
I would assume there's a lot of words that have NIG in them.
I would think so. Like any words with Lee, like nightly or bottomly or something. Like all those words have that. So it's okay. I just realized that's not the case. But either way,
you're giving incorrect examples.
I know.
But okay,
I think I'm on the Mountain Dew slide down to low energy.
You have night, benign, midnight, two-night, overnight, fortnight.
That's what I said.
Enigma,
literally.
nightmare.
Yeah, fortnight. That's the word I was thinking.
Nigh, niggle, niggard.
These are all. Wait, what was that last one?
Niggard, NIGGARD, a stingy or miserly person.
Well, I can't believe you said that. That's definitely getting us kicked off of YouTube.
Spending a former German
Use
monetary
that word
unit.
in a sentence, please.
Nigella, which is a flowering plant and also a spice.
Mm-hmm.
Nighthawk, you can't say Nighthawk.
Nigella.
Wanigan, a storage chest used in logging camps.
Mm-hmm. What was the one 4 words ago?
There was also nigrify, which this is giving. I'm getting this from Perplexity.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what that one means.
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty sure I know what that one means. Boy, this neighborhood has sure been.
No, I need a definition. Perplexity. I'm not going to perplexity either. Okay. Nigrify. It's a verb to make or become black. The ceiling.
Like I said, boy, this neighborhood sure is getting.
Welcome to the mighty No Agenda stream, everybody.
I can't believe that's the kind of words you're using there.
But it's a real word.
So they've decided to just ban any portion of that in words. So you have to figure out what the person's saying.
That does make it a little more difficult when you start just putting asterisks in random places in words.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, what? What the hell, man? But I guess they're they've decided that's the right thing to do to prevent people from using that word. But so I guess you can't say the word Nigeria.
No, that's wrong.
The whole country has just been banned.
Well, this is there was a article about a teacher, and I don't know if this was a prank gone bad or somebody like Leo Laporte. Somebody looked at something else on your screen, was doing a PowerPoint,
dick pics.
High school PowerPoint teacher, and breasts were shown on the screen briefly. Oh,
like it's real breasts or a picture of breasts?
Picture of breasts, right? Real breasts would have been better, but and this is like, oh my God, these students. There was the whole thing like if the students needed counseling or something else. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? There were a pair of titties, high school students. So it's like
they don't see those in high school.
I don't. What the hell's going wrong in high school
right now? From Gen Z, 82% of men under 25 are virgins.
Oh my God, what the hell is going on?
They're not having sex.
Well, I understood that part.
Well, I mean, okay.
Why?
They are having lots of sex, just not with women.
No, just with other guys online who they think are women.
Well, mostly their hands, yeah.
Right. While they're
and that's the thing. Like this is going to end all sexually related diseases. Well, no more AIDS, no more, others, chlamydia, gonorrhea, all that crap. Because they are getting ready for the sex bots. They're completely normalized the idea that sex is something you do with one person.
Or nobody in this case.
Well, but I guess you could see that, but not one additional person, just with one person. Just it's a solo activity, and with machinery. So, and there's I don't remember the stats on this, and this is from a couple of years ago. It may have gone down since then, but I think it was something like of women 25 or under, like 35% of them have reported income coming from
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, yeah. Like a third of America, a third of the female population under 25 is on OnlyFans.
And
that's a lot of college girls, man.
Yeah, and the titties were in Snohomish, Washington, so right up where
Squamish
in Bemrose land, and the quote from the school families. We want to make you aware of an incident in a classroom where inappropriate.
I was just there last week, man. I was in Squamish last week.
I know. Were you in this classroom?
I mean,
maybe.
I'm not going to say.
Images were inadvertently shared with the students. It is our understanding that these images have since been viewed by many others beyond the classroom.
Oh, no.
And want to give you an opportunity to process with your student if you choose to do so. What the fuck does that mean, to process with your student? They saw some titties. It's high school.
They need to process, man.
And they don't even say like what class. They don't say if this was freshman or senior. Big difference as well.
Yeah.
Not really even a big difference, but a difference.
You know what Squamish means?
Squishing your nuts.
Place of clear salt water.
I did not
in the native
know that.
Lashutsi language.
Have you become proficient in that on your short trips to?
They have a casino, so yes, I've been there.
They're like, you get a free drink if you can tell us what one of our words mean.
They have this little factoids and napkins.
So wait, they're actually giving you an education as part of your throwing your money into their casino?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Totally.
That's a bonus. You don't get that with American casinos.
No, I know.
They just say, give me your fucking money and get out of here.
It's a thing. They're on near Kitsap or in Kitsap or somewhere around there. All the names are goofy out there. I learned that when my dad moved out there. It was like, what the hell, man? These are all goofy ass names.
Washington.
They're kind of like Minnesota, I suppose, because Minnesota has a lot of names that are coming from Sioux.
Yeah. Hey, I live in a town called Mokina.
Oh, well, there you go. Which means land of dirty smokers.
Probably something like that.
Uh-huh.
We got a lot of those around. I mean, I went to Chippewa school when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, the Chippewa, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of Indian stuff here in the Midwest.
There is. It's because it's all, conquered, stolen land.
Right. We should be giving it all back.
It's all theirs. You're living on it illegally. Don't you know that?
I know. I'm keeping it, though. I've got guns, and I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Come on.
I think that's the proper response is like, oh, well, come and take it. If you can.
And I just want to know why this is a news story that some high school kid saw some titties on a screen.
Boobs. Yeah. Dude, I got caught with a computer printed black and white
assy art,
naked. No, not assy art. No, actual image. But it was something I printed on a dot matrix printer,
a school printer.
I printed it, and I got caught with it in junior high by my social studies teacher of showing some of the. Okay, so our school. Imagine South Park.
Yeah.
Okay,
little Gene, you will respect my authority.
Pretty much. And so I was like, "Hey guys, check this out." And so I'm showing this black and white, super grainy picture of. I remember it to this day. Actually, it's amazing. Of like chicks in a hot tub. Think back to mid 80s.
Now I'm going to have to do like a cartoon of actual chicks in a hot tub for
you should. You totally should. Yeah. And my social studies teacher, which was kind of hot, it's like, what are you laughing about? And came over and one of the other guys didn't know how to hide the picture and gave it to. I got it from him. So I was like, okay, stay after class.
Ooh, would you get a spanking?
No, I wish I did. I had the hots for that teacher, man. She was something. She had a convertible and a Rolex.
Whoa.
And she was working as a teacher.
What's up? Yeah, that doesn't fit. What's going on?
I'm like, hell yeah. But no, she said, all right, I'm keeping this, but don't bring stuff like this to school again.
You're like,
I'm like, yep.
But I printed it out in school.
I know. Exactly. But I brought a floppy, so Hey, it wasn't floppy for long though.
Oh my God!
Turn into a hard disk real quick. Whoa!
It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
You were a minute early, dude. You're a minute early.
Yeah, but that was like there was no better outro than that one.
But I stepped on it because I'm looking at the clock and you're a minute early.
That's all just mental masturbation. So I mean, if we could edit it and then just be like bum 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 bum.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Then you're gonna walk over.
I'll never step on it again.
No. Okay, let's try.
It's unrelenting. It's unrelenting. Just when you thought we were going to relent, it's unrelenting.
Now we're right on time.
Yeah, perfect.